traitors, prepare yourselves for combat and
I
glory.
sent you a thing. It brings you to like a fill-in thing. Oh,
Yeah, we're just waiting for Rachel.
Yeah, she's just doing something for herself on there.
Alright.
There goes.
Yeah, Valeria really does play like a rogue.
Does she?
Oh yeah. It's like playing rogue is just 4 buttons or 3 buttons. Because I was starting to use like rogue tactics of like diving in and diving out, then going back in.
Nice.
Someday you might be calling me an energy farmer. Energy lives Depending on how young or old you are, you may or may not remember a time
Let's go top then.
was one of the biggest esports games around. Duel, which just saw two players face up against each other in a 1v1, was the pinnacle of skill. Not only did you need to have pinpoint aim, but your movement had to be perfect. And if that wasn't enough, these players learned all the things on the map as well, like the pickups,
Alright.
red armor, the green armor, the timings. You needed to be
Well, they're all in mid.
boss. You needed to shoot him, ahead, moving towards the pickups just as they spawned to control them. There was a lot more to it than it looked sometimes from the outset. Quake still, believe it or not, has competition going to this day. QuakeCon has run every year since 1996. Quake Live hasn't really propelled the game towards the legacy that it had, but now perhaps Quake Champions can do that. Quake Champions is a new take on the Quake franchise, but it still holds true to the style of the older games. It's still based on great aim.
Well, that taught them.
Some of the old maps are still there.
Well, we taught them not to do that.
Each character that you choose to play as or champion
Team fighting this age in the game
have their
is
own
pretty
abilities.
pointless. You don't get any experience.
In fact, Bethesda, who are publishing the game now, plans to host a Quake Champions tournament at this year's QuakeCon, inviting some of the best
Okay, I'm
players.
going up
And
top.
that could be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, I'm hurt
But the question is, do we need another game based around heroes and champions? Well, this is Quake, so you would need that style of game. Well, honestly, from what I think is played,
go bottom.
it
Looks
seems
like they
that
got
the
three
champion
mid.
system doesn't overshadow.
No, we're just solo pushing lane. I can't.
Some characters have abilities
So I could go bottom.
in some circumstances, but I think
Well, it doesn't matter, we just- there's nobody
better.
bottom.
I think the abilities are
I'll help you out. Once he's
the
set to push.
emphasis comes back to the skill. Anarchy, for instance, has a counter projection that the field game point is in a jab,
He's really
but he's
good.
also a relatively low health character, so it does balance out. Fast characters will tend to have lower health.
Okay, I'm hitting
Slower
bot.
characters will have a bit more health, as you can expect. We still haven't been shown all of the characters just yet. Some of them are still yet to be revealed, but expect
can't
some
touch
cool
this guy.
faces
Oh,
to
Dark
return
Ambassadors
from
here too.
original Quake games. The core gameplay then, I think it's very good. And the most important thing in my eyes is that it feels like Quake, at least to me. Sure, the champion system is a little bit different, but the core gameplay still feels like Quake. I can still rocket jump or straight jump around to get maximum speed. And when I say I can, I mean it's possible. I'm certainly no Quake pro when it comes to movement, but I love the game nonetheless. You're going to find similar weapons, rocket guns, light guns, railgun, and similar pickups, more damage, green armor, and standard pickups. No grenade launcher though, and when you kill an enemy, they'll also drop a few armor shards that can be important to gain armor points back. And that's also something important to remember. You don't start a life with armor, you've got to pick it up.
God
as you go.
damn it.
It can be the real difference between surviving a direct hit and not. Some champions have more armor capacity than others, but they usually start with 25 armor, and some start
Go,
with 50.
go!
Now, when this game released,
Seriously, a Valorant can't kill Tracer.
you can also
Or-
like
Get them off.
may sound confusing.
Come on, Paul.
Essentially, you can either buy it as assisted or as a champion,
Oh,
or you can play it
that wasn't that bad just now.
You can actually use in-game currency to gain a champion for a small amount of time, currently in one day. There's also tons of cosmetic items from armor shaders, headgear, and even old school weapon models from Quake 2 and Quake 3 that you can obtain to replace the shiny Rico Model 2. Nostalgia is your thing. All of these items come from a mixture of in-game currency, real money, and from loot boxes. Yep, every game nowadays seems to have these, and Quake is no exception. Loot boxes will be dropped after games, open them up and you'll get some sort of cosmetic item. If you get one of the top 3 crates, you can also get a legendary champion from them directly. So what about game modes? Well, currently there's Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, and also Duel, the new Telegram Classic esports mode. As well as that, there are some rumblings in the community of a team-based esports mode coming in the future. I'm pretty interested to see what that could be. For now though, it's time to Duel. And as I said, Duel of course puts 2 players against each other in a 1v1 scenario. and it takes full advantage of the new champion aspect of Quake Champions. At the start of the duel, both players pick 3 champions from all of the ones available to them. One thing to bear in mind though is that if you don't have 3 champions, you cannot play duel. So if you haven't purchased the game fully, and you haven't bought or rented, for want of a better term, any in-game champions, then you won't be able to play this game. You don't like the term renting, you simply gain access for a small amount of time, but well, renting I think is an easier term. You have to have up to 3 owned or rented champions to start the game. Once each player has picked 3 champions, the duel will then start. And when one player dies, that champion is then lost, and they proceed on to the next chosen champion. And of course, once one player
let's go for the boss.
the round is lost, you need best
No, man, it's way too risky.
But I imagine that could be made into a higher number of
Okay, I'm going, man.
tournament games, because if you've ever watched a competitive Quake match, it's very much cat and mouse, and each kill counts. You get a certain amount of time, and the player with the most amount of kills in that time wins the match. But in this system, kills don't count really, so it's quite different. Only time will tell how it's going to work in a proper tournament. Now, I've only played on 3 maps so far, or arenas.
Bottom.
Blood Covenant is very recognisable as it's a remastered version of Quake 3's DM6 arena, or campgrounds, as I remember it as. And then we've got the Ruins of Sarnath, which has a massive chain-down eyeball in the centre of it, and a more rustic map.
I'm gonna head mid, so just an extra picture in a second.
It'll look fantastic, classic Quake style, plenty of areas where movement can make a real difference. So overall, my first impressions have been very positive of Quake Champions, and I've really enjoyed the game so far. And if you've got a lot of love for arena shooters, then I think you'll like it too. Of course, there's a worry that people that pay for champions will have an advantage over people who simply play for free. But in my experience so far, you get plenty of in-game currency pretty fast to be able to rent out champions on a regular basis to experiment with and perhaps buy the ones that you like playing. I think this game will live and die on its competitive angle though.
Stupid
If it pops off in a
Kennedy.
big way, it's going to carry the game forward, but it needs to be picked up, and I do have a fear that the time for arena shooters is unfortunately long gone, whether that's what you claim. I still love these type of games and have mastered them personally, but FPS games have certainly moved on from when Quake was first popular. Quake Champions is still in the closed beta, and by the looks of it will remain there until the video is finished, and I hope that Quake can get the resurgence that its history deserves. And that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed
Oh, never mind.
my impression of Quake Champions. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.
Shall we see the gallows not tribute this time?
Someone's going to be way to the neck for that. Fine by me.
I want a guy who is old, tired, and brutal. No woman ever. Guys, let's face it, it's a competitive world out there. What's gonna set you apart from other guys? T. Shanley is your handsomeness competitive advantage. When all the other dudes are like, skincare for chicks, you went to Wish.com and signed up for the most amazing skincare system in the industry.
Good job.
But skincare is too complicated. Not at T. Shanley. We've taken all the guesswork out of looking amazing with a simplified skincare system. Each T. Shanley skincare kit comes with the essentials.
This push. Get this.
When to use it, in what order, all running around the place. Sweet. Yes, it is sweet. So what are you waiting for? Go to Teach.com and pick your system.
Round begins in 3,
I'm coming,
2,
Rachel.
1. Round 1. Fight. 5-minute warning. Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3, 2,
Get boss.
1. Round 2. Fight.
I don't know too much like that. Not with them four up still. Holy crap. Can't.
You got two from top or bottom two.
Oh. Boss.
Anyone else think we could use some merch?
Yeah, sure. Whoa, Artanis.
Oh, I'm watching him. I'm watching him.
Always underestimated.
What is this tail doing?
I don't know. He just let me die right there.
Hey, let Genji go free.
Yeah,
You could have killed him.
I know. I don't know with that.
If Tail will help.
Go help Thrall.
Okay, now go.
Okay, they're two down. Now I need that. Genji's there. Their Artanis is feeding.
Yep.
Oh, Thrall died? What?
He got killed by what's it called. Stupid Genji.
Loss and a curse.
You had the shot. You don't know the honorable. Face it.
Yeah, that involves man.
I know.
I'm voting for him. He was like
Same.
the best.
Satisfy me.
Maybe my kingdom's finally come.
We still got to do 3 more games.
Yeah, we could pace them out and we could do some later tonight.
That doesn't matter. When does the event end?
Next Tuesday.
Huh? Or we could just hammer out AI and get the 3 done really fast.
I'd say let's hammer out AI and get this done.
Yeah, let's just get it done. I'm gonna have this close to getting done. I like these boxes. Oh, my PC is like
I have to play one more as a support, so I can be Lily, or I can be a couple other people, or I can just continue to be this guy. I think I might just be this guy, or Luther, actually. I'm really close to 5 with Luther.
Stopwatch.
Cool, we're ready.
So I'm watching a video of the next Quake Arena game, Quake Champions.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
I used to love the Quake games, man.
Oh, same here. I like Quake Arena and stuff. In fact, I can't wait for like the whole arena shooters is back.
This may be my day to die.
This is going to be I will not grow. Has it
Round 2 complete. You win.
Let's go top.
Okay, lots of emotions having a quick check. I just want to give some history. So in 1998, I was happy to play this game, playing Teddy Catch a lot. Then in 1999,
Well, yeah, because we all got to push it.
Begins in 10 seconds.
They changed the movement to the fight and the grapple
5,
effects. So
4,
it wasn't so far.
3,
We used to get amazing captures using that. And the text would be shared on movements. That added layers upon layers of strategy to improve
So, I wrote more ideas about the game,